Ready?
I'm ready.
Go!
You know, it took me years to find my voice as a filmmaker and to find the way I wanted to tell stories and to figure out what I wanted to tell stories about. The most important thing to me in filmmaking is exploring people and exploring the flaws and the foibles we have as human beings and exploring the interpersonal relationships we have with one another and exploring the things we go through with one another. I had basically gotten the initial idea from an experience I had gone through in which a close family member had fallen down a flight of stairs the night before a big event. So I thought, what would be something that could make it really interesting and what would be an obscure reason for these people to get together?
I hope you're not plotting to burn my house up.
You don't burn a house up, Philip. You burn a house down.
I'm not planning to burn my house down.
So Philip is, he's the youngest of the cousins in the movie. He is the host of the party, which is the reason why everyone is here. There's going to be a party for his cousin Margaret, who has been released from jail. He didn't really want to host the party. He was kind of conscripted by his aunt, Margaret's mother, who fell down the stairs and is in the hospital.
That was the draw of it. I don't know if that's the point of the movie, but to me that was the draw. It seems so fertile to have a movie where people don't know how long they're going to be in the situation. So then you have a blurred line between the chaos that creates and the tension. How much of it is it that they're creating versus how much of it is really in the air and kind of dormant in their relationships and their interactions in themselves, and to what degree in that situation does that bring out stuff that never may have come to the surface otherwise.
You have to, the secret is you have to push and record, you have to breathe.
There's no secret. It either comes from your soul, Philip. Singing comes from like the soul. That
Like
sounds
this?
bad. Get your money back. Get your money back.
You don't like it when I sing?
No, it sounds awful. Shut up. Now you're annoying.
She burned down
Shut
the
up,
house and went to jail. But then she got
Philip,
out of
shut up.
jail, but nobody came to her party.
No. But I don't know. I set a fire because on a dare. Don't do it. I set a fire on a dare and I didn't get in trouble. The universe figures it out. I swear to God. Don't. I hate that song. No, I hate it. It's not my favorite song. I hate that song. Stop. Stop it. I'll break it. I'll break it right over your stupid face. Stop.
Can you hear me sing?
No.
Can you hear me sing?
No, I hate your singing.
It
You
goes,
know I hate your singing. Stop. Stop. You're making me hate my own name. More time this time. I think you need more time to be thinking. So I feel like when it really starts getting shouty, maybe.
Okay.
Drew, what do you think?
Yeah.
It felt too rushed that time for me.
Yeah.
I feel like Philip's got to build up. Like the first couple of takes we did.
For sure.
Plus two, I'm annoyed about the hospital.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That kind of riles me up a little because I don't start it at an 11. He kind of gets me there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, audio. Speed. Camera speed. Mark.
Scene 14, take 8, Mark.
Set. Go.
The most exciting part of making films to me is that idea of collaboration. The whole notion of standing there on set and you're looking at 5 to 6 different actors and crew members and you're all just standing around figuring out, okay, how are we going to attack this? How are we going to figure this out? How we're going to problem solve this? And that happens a lot when you shoot the way that we shoot, which is giving the actors complete freedom to do what they want with the character and allowing the story to go where it needs to go.
The approach here with this film is very intimate, just a handful of people on the crew, and it's a small cast, so you really feel like you're in this little band of filmmakers every day. It's very fast, casual. It offers the big plus of getting to shoot a lot of material, a lot of angles and a lot of takes, and you always end up at the end of the day feeling like you got a chance to really explore what you're doing rather than, just having one or two shots at it and then having to move on.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter because I still got myself a reflection of that. I think I did. Hammer speed, Mark.
C5, take 2, mark it.
Set. Cut. Kelly.
I kind of like what you were keeping the way you're doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, I think I'm a little.
Let your mother think forward
and then
Yeah, I remember her.
Now we're getting some.
I remember her because you couldn't stop staring at her. Anytime anybody walked into the room, everybody disappeared.
What's
I
that
remember.
supposed to be? Some sort of wisecrack?
No. I'm going to do that line again because I said
Okay.
every time everybody walks in the room.
Sure.
We've been
Yeah.
going back and forth between, sticking pretty close to the script and then almost deconstructing it and then saying the words out loud and getting it on its feet and starting to kind of block it through and see what feels natural and what feels like we're just pretending, and trying to stay away from the pretending as much as possible until we find the groove where it really feels like it's just kind of flying and working and clicking back and forth.
Cut. That was great. That works so much better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
The mistakes?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it just felt, yeah.
It feels
Oh,
more
like a different movie?
Yeah.
It feels more appropriate.
So should we do one more on
Yeah.
mistakes?
I'm
Okay.
gonna do one more to recycle.
What do you have to say? When Sissy Spacek was filming Robert Altman's Three Women, she later confessed, "I never understood anything that was going on in the whole movie. I've never understood how that could be possible." She was nominated for the Cannes Film Festival Best Actress Award. Now I understand what she was talking about.
Not Wrath of Khan.
Oh, fuck you!
That was mean.
Alright. Let's do it again.
I just like saying that, the Wrath of Khan.
Cans.
And probably for the film, the final film, probably change this angle. So just keep it rolling.
It is almost a documentary, like we're flying by the seat of our pants and, just making it work and totally realistically listening to each other because you don't really have any choice. As soon as you get in a room with the other actors who are there in costume and ready to rock it out, it starts to happen. So there's sort of this blurred line between when the actor becomes the character, and there's been some moments on set where like, are you acting or are you really being that person? And you don't know. Like, was I just talking to you? The camera's not rolling. Was I just talking to you as myself or the actor or something? And it's almost like playing. Like, it reminds me of being a little kid and when you were outside playing and running around and just there was no rules. It's there's no wrong answers. Everything's just sort of done on a whim.
And then all these close-ups.
She's already in awe of like your editing.
I know, I don't know
You
how you're
have
gonna
an
do. I
editing.
mean, I'm in awe. Seriously, you have so much footage.
It's a long time, but it's so worth it. Because I talked to these other filmmakers and they're like, yeah, I'm editing my feature. I just started editing last week. I'm like, oh, when are you gonna be done? He's like, probably be done like next month. I'm like, what?
What? Yeah.
He's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, how does it not take longer? He's like, well, I mean, I have all my shot setups and then, I just match it to the script and then edit. I'm like,
Dude.
oh, that must be so easy. Because
Yeah.
mine's just like, okay, well, this line's way cooler than this line. And just like there's things I already know I want to use. Like, you're like, where is it? And then I don't know.
Like you're saying, I was so in the moment, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I
that
don't. I
inside.
never remember what I say, especially if it's offensive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was like day 4, and I remember, it was a longer take, and I'm just holding the boom, and I'm thinking, just like looking at the ground or looking off into the distance, and I'm like, wait, is this a comedy? And then I was like, no, it's like a drama, right? And then I was like, it could be a thriller or psychological, suspense movie if something crazy happens. And then that question would come up in my mind like every day, or sometimes every scene. And I'd always be wondering, like, I don't even know what genre this is. It could go so many different directions depending on how he edits it. So in a lot of ways, him as an editor is a music producer that's crafting an album that's fusion, and it could sound more like jazz, or it could sound more like island music, it could sound more like hip hop, but he has all the ingredients to push it in so many different directions. That is the answer that we're all looking for, is can you go into a movie with a completely open mind regarding the story and how it's gonna flow and who the hero is and what the conflict is and where the acts are and the story structure and the pacing. I mean, there's very little discussion about any of those things while the actors and he were inventing lines and sort of determining where scenes were gonna lead in the moment. So we'll see, we'll all see how it turns out.
I don't want the audience to feel as if they're being condescended to. I don't like in films when I feel that the filmmaker is hitting me over the head with something. So you're thrown into the beginning of the movie and you're not given these opening credits and it just starts and you're with it and you're there to play catch up. Just as if you were thrown into that situation in real life, you wouldn't be given an extraordinary amount of background information. The movie's there to exist as a story about these people, and that's it. A lot of times it's so fascinating to me when people say, I hated that film because none of the characters were likable. Well, guess what? Oftentimes in real life, a lot of the people that you meet, they're not going to be likable, but they're going to be the most real, and they're going to be the people that you know. And oftentimes people are going to say, well, I couldn't empathize with that character. Or they're going to say, I could empathize with that character, and I didn't like it because what I saw in them is what I saw in myself, and that repulsed me to realize that I was like that. And those are the really, really interesting moments for me. Getting away from that whole notion of going to a film for an escape. That's not the reason I make films, and that's not the reason why I go to see films. I like to go to see films and be confronted with things that I'm dealing with in my own life and be confronted with things that other people I know and are close to be shown on screen and watch how those things are run over for the course of 90 minutes.